Welcome to a special meditation. We are going to do a meditation tonight that helps us to address when we get triggered inside and we are experiencing the emotions of hatred or anger or fear. And I wanted to bring up this meditation. I have been contemplating it for a while. And because I think humor and making light of things is also a really important part of living this life, because if you can't make light of things, if you can't have some humor, then life just feels very, very heavy. But oftentimes the lightness comes after we've dealt with the trigger. And I have a lot of clients that come in and I do a lot of somatic therapy. So therapy that helps people to process traumas, resistances, patterns that are stuck in the body that are being that continue to show up and you're not really sure why. And so we go in and we find the source. And I'm not talking about the event. I'm talking about the feeling source. And so I'm going to take you through this process tonight and also to take you through a meditation. And I'm calling this meditation because I have so many clients that verbalize this. So this is what I'm going to call it. It's called the I Hate Donald Trump meditation, or I'm afraid. And so if there's hatred there, if there's fear there, it doesn't really matter what side of politics is just part of this world, which when you start journeying down in learning and discovering who you really are, you start realizing that that is not who we are. It's just part of this human experience. So I can say that it sounds really simple and easy, but what we're going to do is we're going to actually go in and help to process those discomfort, the feelings of discomfort that you might be experiencing so that you can move into a more neutral place and align with that loving part of yourself. So most of the friends that I have or family members that I have or clients that I have that express those feelings, most of the time they're really good people that really do want the world to be better and they want peace for everybody and they want, people to be healthy and they really do want good things. But we can't move in that direction if we are harboring hatred and fear. And the only way to deal with it, in fact, I want to tell you, there's like a fly flying around right now. And the way that I look at someone like Donald Trump and those types of politicians where you can't really trust them and stuff, it's like an irritating fly, right? The fly is there, but the fly is just being the fly. It's nothing to do with me. So what I have to deal with is my own emotions around, wow, this is so irritating that I'm having to deal with this fly that keeps landing on me or whatever. I'm trying to record and it's landing on me. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw our attention inward towards that emotion. And this is how you help it dissolve. When Gandhi said, be the change, this is what he meant by that we all have to go inward. When we get triggered, we all have to go inward and release whatever that the emotion is that is not contributing towards a better world. That's the work. This is how we make the world better, by each of us individually going inward and dealing with our parts of ourself that we don't like, that we don't want to acknowledge that are there, but we all have it because you can't help it. We have this human experience going on. And going inward and dealing with our fear. And I have a lot of fear that I've had to face. and to the point to where shaking, like type of fear, super scary. And hatred, I have my own experiences around hatred, around a couple people that were in my life that were doing really nasty, cruel, mean things towards me. And not just once, but over and over and over again for years, really trying to hurt me, like really trying. They were purposely trying to hurt me. And I did not want to release them. I wanted to hate them. I wanted to hate them for years. And then the more I kept going inward and doing my own practices, which is meditation and loving practices like the Course in Miracles, I cannot, I'm telling you guys, the Course in Miracles is a practice that you do a lesson every day, and is a way of retraining the mind, because there's only two ways to think. You're either thinking in alignment with the divine, with the creator, or with the ego and fear. That's it. There's only two ways. Now, we have to have an ego to exist and have this human experience. So the ego itself is not bad or wrong. It's just that we can't give it power. We have to see it for what it is and say, oh, that's my ego getting carried away. And I'm noticing that I got triggered because of these events that happened to me. But once I was able to go in and process some of my massive fear that I had, then that hatred started to ease up. So I'm going to take you through this process, and hopefully it is something that helps you so that you are not projecting your own hatred out into the world. It doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter what the behavior of another person is. If you are experiencing the hatred, it's yours. It's your hatred. It's yours. And if you're fearful, it's yours. It's your fear. It's not that person. Everybody's just doing them. Like, you don't have to like them. Totally. You don't have to like them. You don't have to like what they do. You don't have to have a preference towards what they're doing. But we are all part of the divine light. It would be like saying that all the stars in the universe are not all the stars in the universe. We're all stars. We're all part of this universe. We're all part of it. And that means that however we are growing and evolving in that, these experiences that we're having, whatever's triggering us, is just really an opportunity to grow. I know this is something that you might hear a lot, but it's the truth. It's the truth. It's just a place inside of you that the light needs to see. That's a part of you that needs to grow. That's it. So let's take a moment to get really comfortable. And I'm going to take you through this process into hatred and fear. Those are the two main emotions that I want to address. So if you get yourself comfortable and you're seated in a chair, make sure your feet are flat on the floor, and you'll want to close your eyes and take a moment to draw your attention into your breath. And if you are thinking about somebody that you are really struggling with, and you can use Donald Trump as your example of somebody that you hate, you can envision that person in your mind and find that trigger. Where is the trigger inside of you? Where are you experiencing those emotions towards that individual? So when you close your eyes and you are experiencing that fear or that hatred, drop into that emotion and identify where it's located in your body. Just feel where it is in your body. And then let your body know that it is okay to feel that emotion. Accept it. Accept that that's the emotion that you have. Follow it inward into the body and stay with it, no matter how intense it gets. Sometimes it will expand and sometimes it will move. And begin to see that part of you that wants to hate, that wants to be afraid, that is hateful, that is afraid. And just be with it. Allow yourself to be a loving partner towards this part of yourself, where you, instead of push it away, because oftentimes we don't want to show people our hatred. We don't want to show people our fear or our anger. So we shove it down inside of us, and then it compounds and becomes bigger. Instead, we go in and we accept that emotion. And you might notice that as soon as you allow acceptance of your body to experience that emotion, your body then oftentimes, when I'm working with clients, will have a little release. Like it will start to ease up a little bit and be not as intense. And just stay with that emotion. Show up as that beautiful light that you are, that divine light that you are. And just give love to this part of yourself. And tell this part of yourself that is experiencing the hatred, that is experiencing the fear, that I'm here and I see you. And I'm not going anywhere. No matter how intense this emotion gets, I'm here. I'm going to stay by your side. I'm going to comfort you. I'm going to listen to you. And if we follow those emotions, they will go deeper. When we are getting triggered, we are oftentimes getting triggered by something that happened to us where maybe we didn't feel like we had control. And if that is what's coming up, like I'm scared, I don't know what's going to happen, I'm afraid of what can unfold, that we also acknowledge that and reassure ourselves that it's okay. I'm here. And be with yourself. Show up for yourself. Go into those emotions and get to the source. Feel them and accept them. Instead of pushing them away, embrace them. Allow them to be experienced as long as they need to be seen and experienced, felt. And then the more we can just bring love, this part of ourselves that can bring that love to this other part of ourselves, you will feel a dissolving take place where the hatred, the fear, the anger becomes softer. Just feel that. And you might even want to ask yourself when you're experiencing these emotions, when I'm afraid, how old am I? And for the most part, people know. I've never had a person not know. When I'm angry, how old am I? When I have hatred, how old am I? And recognize that there is a part of you that was not able to fully develop and stayed stuck at that age. Maybe it's your 8-year-old where you were in a situation where you didn't have control over what was going on. It was a scary situation, made you uncomfortable every day, and nobody was there for you. Nobody recognized that you needed that support. Maybe that's what was going on. Whatever it is, just see it. Let that loving divine part of yourself hold space for it. Be there. And then allow that divine part of you, which is pure love, pure light, to just shine so brightly. And even if you're not able to experience that, draw your attention into your heart. And you might even want to place your hands on your heart and just hold love for yourself, for all these different aspects of yourself, for that 6-year-old, that 7-year-old, that 8-year-old that has been trying to function as an adult, and they aren't ready for that. And so they stay stuck in fear and hatred. And just allow that part of you to shine that light, that divine self. We are all the light. That is all that we really are. And just sit in it and begin to feel as if your heart is breathing. Allow your inhale and your exhale to move with the chest, lifting, expanding on your inhale and releasing on your exhale. Begin to let your heart breathe. Open your heart to this moment. And whatever the experience is, being grateful for this body, grateful for this life. Breathing into your heart. And you could stay here as long as you need to. Full acceptance of all these different emotions that show up that we get triggered with. Knowing that anytime I get triggered, I can go inward. I can heal that part of myself. And by me healing that part of myself, I then can contribute love and light to the world to help this world be a better place, to be healthier, to be more at peace, to make decisions individually that are aligned with love and divine choices. That is who I really am. And just breathe into that. Let your heart continue to breathe and expand. Open your heart. Good. And then bringing your hands together, connect your thumbs to your heart and anchoring in. I am empowered as my divine self. I stop in this moment to listen to what the divine has to say. And then I am guided by love and light. Namaste. Okay, so that is a basic part of the process. Anytime you get triggered, you go inward. This is how we make a difference. This is how we heal the world, one of us at a time. And the power of love is so much more immense and powerful than all those other emotions. Just remember that. And the more you do this practice, the more you're going to feel your heart expanding. You're going to feel that love in your heart, and you will feel the light, because that is who you really are. If you would like some support in processing, and like you have a lot going on inside of you, I do this work almost daily with people. I would love to support you. So reach out to me. I can do these processes for you in person or online, and just reach out to me and I will help you and support you and take you through these processes. Sometimes it does help to have somebody guide you through it the first few times, and then you know what to do. All right. Okay, so I hope that this supports you and that it brings you peace and helps you feel resolve inside yourself whenever you're getting triggered. And the other thing too is, and this is very much in alignment with yoga, Ayurveda, all of these beautiful practices that are out there, what you bring in matters. So pay attention to the things that trigger you. And if you know that watching the news is going to trigger you, stop watching the news. It's that simple. It's that simple. How you feel matters, because there is no separation between you and someone else. So energy just expands. If you haven't had a chance to learn about the toroidal fields, we are basically in this holographic, beautiful toroidal field that just moves out and expands. There is no separation between you and anyone else. So when we hate, we are hating ourselves. It comes back to us. All right, so let's do everything we can to dissolve our own pain, to dissolve our own hatred, to dissolve our own fear, so that we can be the light. Okay, you guys, have a beautiful evening, and I hope to support you in any way I possibly can. Reach out to me if you have any questions.